Capitalistic society will oftentimes reroute you from remembering your inner value and resourcefulness. Symptoms of forgetting your inner resourcefulness is distraction, uncontrolled emotions, being dragged from mental illness to mental illness, not being connected to the body, the innate sense of doom, being drawn towards dissolving the discomfort. So this collective misery is basically the lack of remembrance of your inner resources. Capitalism, the act of always needing to purchase rather than nurture, is going to eventually reroute you away from remembering that you have all that you need within. And money has always been a really big outstanding teacher for me, because the way that I maneuver my money and manage it or mismanage it is really a reflection of my moods a lot of the times. As with a lot of women, I would say, isolating yourself from distraction is how you come back to your inner resourcefulness. To self-actualize and create tangible examples within yourself that promote the wisdom you've consumed. So all of this scrolling, all of this learning, all of this mentorship, all these classes or workshops or whatever you're writing down in your journals or whatever you're pondering about and identifying where other people lack. So actualizing this within yourself is remembering your inner resourcefulness. It is the wisdom, the guidance, the discipline, and the act of surrender and faith to the divine. So remembering that you have all you need, because there is a bountiful energy of collective consciousness that is always going to pull you into feeling like you need something else, that something is missing. Hello, this is literally how the dynamics of the world work. I mean, this is essentially the cope of the matrix, right? It's like how we're all designed to operate as every time we walk into a store or look at the advertisements, or how we're actually brought up is being convinced that there is something missing. And so even when you're alone in the stillness of your thoughts, they might still be racing, convincing you to identify the next task, the next object, the next pursuit, rather than being in the adoration of the contemplation of the void space and the stillness within. Not needing to comfort the discomfort is remembering your inner resourcefulness. So dissolving distraction, obviously, which is all of our journeys at this point of the technology overtaking the human mind and consciousness as it's played out so far. A lot of the times we've somehow misconceptualized resourcefulness as sacrifice. I think my being understimulated is actually leading us to become stagnant in a routine of stagnancy and lethargy and constriction and unawareness. And once we're in that routine of lack of awareness, we're essentially leaking energy. Forget our innate abundance within, and we just place the power in the hands of the corporations or the governments or the collective consciousness. So for example, again, as I mentioned earlier, when we're constantly going through the act of placing money in someone's hand in order to receive something, it only took a couple of generations to not know how to really cook, to not know how to grow food, to not know how to make clothes. Like, we've already given up a lot of power. Therefore, it's just the act of putting the power in someone else's hands that we've somehow removed and disintegrated our own inner power. But I'm here to remind you, it's actually still there. Like, yes, we in some ways live in a powerless entity of a collective, of where we're forgetting the magnetism of our bodies, the sacredness of our minds, how we can evoke holy energy within us if we just continue on the path of trying. of having this be our main focal point rather than distraction, rather than noise, rather than inner chaos that's going to naturally reflect outside of you. So once you take away the noise, you're actually capable of rerouting the patterns. I guess in yoga, they call this the samskaras, the things that you are subconsciously doing and repeating and are evoking some kind of turmoil in your life, some sort of disharmony. In taking in discernment for those who are around you, if you wouldn't want to switch places with them, are these people that should be in your deepest inner circle that you should trust with your livelihood, with your secrets, with your truth, like honoring that, like, that is their path and yours is in a different space now. Energetically intertwining yourself with these different energies of people that are not going to the same place that you are, it's actually creating more distraction and noise in your life. And it's not to say just to be okay with being alone. No, it's to understand that, like, some people get to have you in this very intimate and close settings, and others we can love from afar. We can love from a distance. And I know for intense sensitive people, it's usually in an all or nothing situation, but that also comes from a place of scarcity as well. So when you tell yourself you believe that you're capable of blank, like, say it to yourself right now, I believe I am capable of, and when you say that, what are the connecting distortional thoughts that sit in your body when you say that sentence? What is it that's kind of enclosing you in a stuck energy when you just have a desired belief of attaining? I believe I can become at peace with my heart. So what pops up in your head when you literally say those words? What in your body constricts or maybe feels uneasy when you say those words? Now, this is where you can unravel and come back to your inner resourcefulness. All this wisdom you've gathered in your life, all the lessons you've learned, this is where you get to do the work. Sometimes it's a repetitive journey of a serious daily practice of rerouting and this conditioning. And other times it's literally just a decision away. It's as easy and as fiercely stubborn as you decide. Like, if you are naturally a stubborn person, start using that stubbornness for your discipline. Like, it's so easy. I used to really enjoy being stubborn in the names of kind of triggering people or starting arguments with my partner, things like this. But actually, at the end of the day, I'm also very stubborn with my beliefs about myself, with how I am deciding of how my life is going to go. Like, I was told that I was supposed to have 5 different mental illnesses and I should have been heavily medicated and sedated throughout my life, and all the trauma that I've gone is such a higher level than the normal person that I shouldn't have been able to really operate. But I chose to be stubborn. I was like, I'm not taking medication. I'm going to go through this naturally, and I refuse to believe these diagnoses and this outcome that you're trying to claim in my reality. And so I took that and I ran with it for the last 10 years to get to where I am today, which is a lot more harmonized and soulful in my reality. And I don't have these erratic highs and lows any longer. Took my stubbornness and I refused to be a victim in any kind of way. So if your life doesn't reflect as a positive container in order for this inner resourcefulness to thrive, in order for you to become familiar with the essence, then you need to have some cleaning up to do. Like, if you're still doing certain habits that are not going to support your truest and highest wisdom, then how is it really going to emanate throughout every aspect of your life? So setting up that masculine force of energy so things are placed exactly as they need to be, then this is how you evoke the power of reclaiming your inner resourcefulness. This journey is basically dissolving all distractions and all untruths that do not align with that inner warrior within that is going to put their change at the forefront of everything else. Like, you have to want it so badly, you're willing to risk the familiar and step into the unknown. Holding your own hand and walking through the flames of transformation. Inner resourcefulness is the crystallized simplicity, where the higher self, the divine connection, is of the highest voice for you. It strengthens your focus, empowers you towards your capabilities, thus enhancing your magnetism. It's discipline, self-worth, and things that are not totally tangible on the external, but it's the things that you carry within you to truly let who you really are shine through. Beyond the systems that you were placed in, beyond the collective conscious misery that could be chosen all around us. You could use this as the excuse for 1,000 lifetimes of why you're not growing. But this is going beyond all of that and choosing your divine core truth within your inner resourcefulness. I'm Maria Allegra, and thank you for joining me today. If this has made you kind of ponder your own reality in any way, if you have any thoughts to share, I definitely want to read them and receive them. And I am just reminding you that you are so loved and so powerful, and I appreciate you watching this and being here. Mwah.